Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new Grey's Anatomy Season 17, Episode 16 review.
Coco Chanel Vanderwolf is in the house.
Yeah, we're all here because, we want to celebrate love in the world of Grey's Anatomy. And there's some actual, happy romantic moments in this episode, which feel like they don't come all that often with this show sometimes.
And then we have to talk about Amelia and Link and what is going on over there.
And then we got, what are you guys objecting at the wedding? I know that's in the preview, but come on.
Yeah, that preview's a bit strange. We'll talk a little bit about that.
All right, well, we got a lot to get into as always, but before we dive in, why not hit that subscribe button? Because, we are running that race to the 50,000. We're starting to see that finish line. We're ready to just, burst through it.
Yeah, we are really close. We went over 49,000 today, which is incredible. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to us. I know that we're coming up on the finale of Grey's, but we're going to be back for next season as well. We have lots of cool stuff coming up this summer that you don't want to miss out on.
Can I start with Meredith? I mean, we don't even necessarily have a lot to say about Meredith.
Yeah.
But given that she's not on the beach right now, are you shocked that we're not getting more of her? Because it feels like I really am.
I think it's more that I want more of Meredith, but I mean, this makes sense. She just was basically unconscious for this entire season where she was on Death Beach. So it's not surprising that she's going to need to not be back right away.
It sounds like she's going to have potentially a new position here, sort of overseeing the residents, basically making sure that Dr. Weber is not currently juggling 3,000 things all at one time.
Guy is overworked.
All these people seem to be really, really overworked. I just want, you're right, it makes perfect logical sense for Meredith to not be there. But there is this part of my head that just wants Grey's to not make any sense anymore because we made enough no sense with the beach rules that
I completely understand. I just want to see her back. But I mean, like I said, we only got one episode left. I don't expect to see her in surgery, doing anything this season. Hopefully next season it's going to be a little bit back to normal.
Now let's talk love. Let's make everyone happy out there. Which love story appealed to you in this episode?
I really liked what was happening with Levi. And I've been a critic of the stories that Levi has been given the past little while. Everything with Nico had been so all over the board.
Yeah.
And it was, we then finally saw Nico offer for Levi to move in with him, which is something that sort of Levi's been wanting for a long time, to move their relationship forward. He got cold feet. He backed out on it. This episode we saw Dr. Flirt show up and basically, I don't know that I believe him, but him saying, I only go to work and come home and I don't even go to the grocery store, but I've only met a couple times, so why don't you come over to my house? I don't believe you. I'm not interested in you. So I was really excited when I saw Levi finally just deal with his feelings, knock on Nico's door. Who's waiting there lighting candles every day in hopes that he would show up? It's the romantic feelings between them that I've been waiting for.
I went on a journey in this episode, I will say this, because at first I was kind of feeling Dr. Flirt, as you called him, or
there's some chemistry.
Yeah, they're also I tried to come up with a lot of nicknames. Dr. Flirt is the best because my other one was Vaccine Guy. But here's the funniest thing about this. Dr. Flirt, his real name is apparently Dr. Mason, which just brings me back to This Is Us, where we called Dr. Mason Dr. Horse and still continue to.
And he never even showed up.
Yeah, watch this Dr. Mason never show up again either.
Well, I mean, yeah, he kind of showed up out of nowhere and, he's going to be gone. I don't know what his purpose would be to stick around.
I was on board, though, with Nico at the very end, because it's like, Nico, this is why I've been mad at you, is I felt like you sort of weren't committing to Levi, you were breaking his heart, you were kind of jerking him around, and it just felt like you didn't know what you wanted, and he deserved somebody who was going to put him first. But the candles, the scene at the end, it's clear that Nico really loves him, and I hope it lasts. I hope that this is something, We need more weddings in the Gray Station 19
Yeah,
world.
listen, I've been mad at Nico for a while too. He does keep jerking him around, but it seems like he has really hit the curve here,
Yes.
and he is committed to this. He really didn't just throw out, "Oh, let's move in together," and then he gets cold feet. He's really here, he's present, and he loves him. So this is where I've been wanting to sort of see Nico get to, and he's gotten here. Everyone's at the starting line of this relationship moving into that next phase.
All right, let's continue the love train here, because I'm going to talk about Maggie and Winston. I'm going to begin doing this with a very simple message to the Grey's Anatomy writers. Protect these two at all costs. I love them so much. I had to endure Jackson and Maggie and whatever that was for a long time, because I did not like that at all. And I was just like, finally Maggie has the right person. Winston seems precious. They seem great together.
Yeah, they really do. And I mean, when they were sort of starting to go down this, is she getting cold feet? It was just like, it's obvious she's not getting cold feet. So even when Winston was questioning that, I mean, I didn't see it. There wasn't enough there that he should be questioning that. They're sitting down at the computer and being like, what about this waterfall? What about this waterfall? And she was never like, oh, we're not going to get married. It really, there was something there, but it wasn't that. So it was good to see that she figured it out at the end of what it actually was able to have the talk with him, and now we're moving into the finale with a wedding.
Hot take alert here. I feel like Maggie and Winston, the Grey's writers were almost surprised that they had another episode after this, and it was just like, okay, we got to give them something just to make sure they're still in the episode. And they're like, okay, let's throw this little curveball story in here that doesn't actually go anywhere. And then Maggie does this kind gesture of bringing in family which seems really, really great until you see the promo.
Yeah, I think it's his grandma, like, stand up and be like, I object. It's very strange. And I'm sure that it's just some sort of a hook to get us to be like, oh my God, what are they doing? But that it's probably going to be like, I object because I want to marry them, or something like that. Like, it doesn't make any sort of sense here.
No, it can't. They can't be doing us dirty like this.
Why would they come in to wait until the wedding to then object to the like? Wouldn't they brought out the car and been like, "We're not all right with this. We came out here to talk to you." Like, it's some sort of a bait and switch coming up.
It has to be. You can't see these two and be like, "I no longer believe in love. I do not want this to happen."
No.
Okay, let's go into, I guess, the sad pivot.
Okay, listen, I don't think it's entirely sad. So Link is very much in love. So is Amelia. They have their kid together. He's ready for more kids.
Yeah.
But she has admitted to Owen that she doesn't want any more kids. The sad part about it is that she's not taking Owen's advice to just go home and have that talk with Link. Because I think that their love is strong enough that if he didn't get more kids, but he has his one kid, it's not like he has no children. He has his one kid with the woman that he loves. He has his family. Would he be able to move past not having a second or third or fifth kid? Maybe, but you have to give him that chance. You can't just not go home and lie to him and say you're still at work.
This is such an interesting sort of story, because it is like, when you look at Link, and we've known Link for a little while now, Link is Mr. Fun Time a lot of the time. He's very laid back. He's not going to be the sort of person who's going to flip out over this. I think it speaks to Amelia's sort of instinct, where she is someone who has gone through a lot, and I don't think she knows how to express herself sometimes, and I think she finds herself constantly in her head, and I would hope that...
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, we both do.
Yeah, I will think myself to death. I love that, and I hate it.
It can be really bad, and I would hope that Link can be the sort of person who would sort of help to work with Amelia to get her through some of that. But, you can't change bad habits overnight or in 1 year, right?
For sure. I think they will be fine. They will have whatever little bumps to get to the conversation, but they've been really good to be able to get to the conversation. So I think they will be able to get to that and figure it out and figure out something that works for both of them. I don't think he's going to walk away from the woman he loves because she's not willing to have more kids. I just think that that's where his head is going to be at. I could be wrong. It is Grace, but
Yeah.
I just don't think so.
So I know we got to talk about Joe and Cormac, but I have to take a 5-second detour to just type my one random Grey's Anatomy comment of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter is a pretty dope name for a dog. I'm just saying, like, Jupiter... Look at, he was so precious. I don't know why. I like dogs that are like named for really random things. Like I think I saw somewhere on Instagram or something a cat named Broccoli, and I don't even like broccoli. And I was just like, that's an adorable name for a cat. It's true. That cat almost makes me want to like broccoli. I'm just saying.
I like the story with the dog, and
Yeah.
I know that there might be some people in there that are like, oh, it's so unbelievable. How'd they find the dog? Listen, we lived next door to somebody for a long time who had lost their dog for 2 years. And then she just happened to be out on the street, walking to the store.
Yeah.
And there was Sweet Pea sitting with a bunch of other stray dogs, and she was able to bring Sweet Pea home. So you know what? It happened.
We can believe in miracles here in the Grey's Anatomy world. That is fine. Okay, I have one beef with this Joe and Cormac story.
Okay, let's have it.
I think we saw this story like going down the highway in Seattle, coming to the hospital.
For sure. I mean, even they had Link be like, are you really going to pretend like you're not going to adopt this kid?
Yeah, like this, it was too obvious, but at the same time, I want Joe to have this victory. Joe has been screwed over enough in life. I think that's clear.
Yeah, and a lot of it has been bottling up. I mean, everything with Alex shouldn't really have enough of a reaction. She didn't really talk enough about it. She did just kind of move forward. And now there's this where something came up in her background check that stopped her from being able to adopt. And she has not spoken to anybody about it.
Yeah, and I think if she doesn't, it's going to just get harder and harder on her. But, okay, my bold prediction for the Grey's finale, Joe's going to be able to adopt. Like, this is going to work out. I feel it in my heart.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's TV and you have to suspend a little bit of disbelief, but we don't know what it is that's come up in her background check.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know adoption's pretty thorough with stuff like that, and there are markers that are straight up no. So I don't know how they would get around it, but I don't know what it is.
This is where we reintroduce the semi-recurring segment of Matt's Delusional Ice Cream Parlor.
I hope that you are right. I would love nothing more than to take an L on this.
Listen,
I really want to see that storyline work out. She has lost Alex in a horrible way.
Yes.
And then now this is happening. She's got all these people living at her house now. It's just a disaster.
Yeah.
It's nothing good is happening for Joe right now.
Okay, well, let's ask the viewers with the finale coming up, what do you guys want? How terrible of a cliffhanger are they going to give us? Because they really shouldn't. We've gone through enough this season with Grace.
That cliffhanger better not be what we saw in the promo, which is the we object and them being like, no.
Let us know your thoughts on this episode as well in the comments. And of course, subscribe, get us closer to that 50,000. We would really appreciate it. And also give us a like and support us by checking those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.